Hello there. It is I, your friend in the Criterion Collection movie business, Nate Jackson, speaking to you from beyond the Ultra World, or aka my room. And we're here with the fourth installment of the Criterion Collection DVDs. What the fuck is this? Oh, there. Amarcord by Federico Fellini. It's Italian. Can you believe this? The first movie, Grand Illusion, is in French, Seven Samurais in Japanese, Lady Vanishes is in English, and Amarcord is in Italian. Like, but I mean, what's left? German, Spanish. The next one, the 500 Blows, is in French, of course. So we're going back to the beginning. But yeah, just like I'm getting good at reading subtitles. That's all I can say. Amarcord. Well, Amarcord. I could be probably pronouncing it wrong altogether. All I can say about this movie is it's weird. It's weird, it's confusing, and of course, people love that kind of shit, especially white people. Henceforth, and this is the kind of movie that white people just get crazy about. And I'm so glad that I did this introduction, where I, specifically brought out the whiteness in the Criterion Collection. To say nothing, of course, of my last video where I talked about the Seven Samurai video, the special thing. But anyway, let's talk about Amarcord for a little bit. Basically, when I started watching this movie, I went into it thinking, okay, I'm gonna this is obviously gonna be like a hodgepodge of ideas, loosely all tied together, which essentially it is. It's somewhat autobiographical, apparently. I know very little of Fellini's work, of course, apart from he did this, and I think a movie called La Dolce Vita. But yeah, I don't know who he is. I don't know anything about his life, so this is kind of just like I guess if his life is anything like this, then goddamn, I feel sorry for this guy. I could just probably, sound smart if I just read the excerpt of the booklet, the little essay that these things, the early ones, came with, just these really tiny, teeny tiny, essays and all that. And because of that, I should mention, this is the original pressing. They re-released it back in 2006, I think. So I wasn't, obviously, and then they put in a whole bunch of the whole disc of supplements. So if I'm able to get a hold of that, I think there's one copy of it coming in on at my library. I might look at other libraries, but yeah, once I get a hold of it, I will do another supplement video where I talk about the special features for Amarcord. But yeah, let's talk about Amarcord. So, movie starts off with a bonfire. They're burning. It's a crazy bonfire because first the puffballs. First thing you see are puffballs flying through the air, which apparently means that winter is over. And so at the end of every winter, I guess they start a bonfire and they burn a scarecrow, and yeah, that's crazy stuff. And then there's a bunch of kids, and then they go to school, and the guy pisses through a pipe next to the boy, and then they're jacking off in a car, and yeah, some random. Like I said, this is pretty much as random as I'll remember it. And then the one kid is named Tootie or Toddy or whatever, and he goes to he has dinner with his supper or lunch with his family, and the father finds out that he pissed in some guy's hat, and threatens to kill him, as he does throughout pretty much the whole film. The father is adamant on killing his son, or threatening. Very good at threatening to kill his son. How about that? I'll give you that. Then there's this fat kid who loves this girl who's got this really douchey-looking boyfriend, and yeah, it's kind of funny. And then there's the tobacconist, not the tobacconist. We'll get to the tobacconist in a little while. the hairdresser who, I swear I forget her name, and the actress's name is not in here. They usually have a something in here that like says the actors and the actresses, you know. Oh, here it is. The cast. Credicia, Magali Noel. I've seen her in something. I swore I've seen her. Magali Noel. I swore I've seen that woman. I mean, first of all, she's a beautiful actress, but also I've seen this woman in something, and I'm just like, it's tearing at me, not knowing where I've seen her from. So it's bugging me. If anybody of you guys know, like something American she's done in the last couple of years, you know, that's, I don't know, it's relatively important. I don't know. Or she just looks like, you know, some famous actress. I don't know. But yeah, Tita, that's his name. So we got the whole list here. Tita's mother. Okay, so they, yeah, really short cast list for all the people that are in it. Yeah, that's the thing. There were a lot of, you know, actors, a lot of characters. It felt like one of those ensemble films that we've had to deal with of late, like New Year's Day or Valentine's Day, where it's like a billion people in the one movie. Yet it's like they all have, it's just like a bunch of little stories told and tied together to make one big story. That's kind of like what this is. It's like it's basically supposed to be, I guess, tied solely around Tita, but it's about everybody. It's about Gradisha and about this lawyer guy who keeps telling stories. And for the second, I thought the lawyer was supposed to be Tita as an older guy, because it sounds like at one point he like talks as if he's Tita. I mean, I don't know. You know, of course, I didn't lose track of where I was, and of course, it's 9 o'clock right now. I got done like, yeah, around 9 o'clock, so it's not like, oh, I was falling asleep, because I wasn't. I was paying strict attention to this one. And basically, it is, like I said, it's a mess. I can just tell you, I can only tell you it through like random events that happen in the movie. The ones that I'm trying to remember, is there's so many random things. Oh yeah, he goes to the confessional. The kid goes to the confessional and talks about all the times he's touched himself. Talks about all the hot women in his town, and he tried to grope Gradisha one time. I'm gonna pronounce her name a bunch of times because I lost it. Showing the proving to you the full idiocy of my intellect. The idiocy of my intellect. If intellect can be idiotic. Anyway. Then there's a scene where the kids, gosh, I'm trying to remember what happens. Oh yeah, and then there's a town whore who tries to disrupt some builders. Then they go out on a boat, and they all go out on some boat and wave some boat home, and some crazy shit. Oh, and there's some fascist people who like march throughout the town, and some random ass shit like that. Oh yeah, and then the whole family goes to pick up this crazy uncle they have who pisses with his pants closed and climbs up a tree and throws rocks and screams that he wants a woman. Yeah, and there's that shit. And then the father is like arrested by the fascists and forced to drink castor oil, and yeah, I guess his brother ratted him out or something. I don't know. It's because he was anti-fascist or something. And then there's that weird ass scene where the kids dance in the fog. I kind of like the little scene where the grandfather talks about how he feels like he's lost and there's nothing. I was kind of feeling like it was kind of tugging a little bit, just like there's nothing. If this is what death is like, you know, it's just like, huh, okay, that's kind of cool. That's kind of ingenious, you know. I mean, not ingenious, but it was very, you know, going with the flow. Kind of like, I was digging it. Then that bicyclist comes through and screws everything up, and then of course, the biggest scene a lot of people refer to is and one that yours truly sadly remembers from his childhood, some point in his life when he was slowly awakening to the idea. Of course, the scene where Tita goes to visit the tobacconist, and he has a overtly bizarre sexual encounter with her, and her big, her big, her big, her big, these things. Oh, I should go actually. And she's like, she's built like this, and so she gets all excited after he tries to pick her up, and she ends up pulling out her breasts, and some crazy stuff. And he ends up getting suffocated while trying to suck them, and yeah. But anyway, it's like all the painful memories I had when I was younger just kind of flooded back, and I was like, oh, this is that movie. This is that movie that I saw. Oh God. Anyway, yeah, and so he ends up getting sick, I think, from like being in the cold, and as he recovers, his mother is caught sick because now it's winter. I guess that's the thing about the movie. It's like a whole year. And it starts at the beginning with like the end of winter and spring, and then they go through summer and fall and all that, and then it goes back to winter, and I guess his mother dies at the end, and it's very sad. And I was like, oh my God. And it's like, okay, this is where we're getting somewhere. It's like, all right, this is gonna mean something. And so, Tita breaks down in his mother's room and cries, and I was like, all right, this is good. So they go to the funeral, and it seems like everybody attends the funeral. It's weird, and they bury her and all that. And then it shows Tita standing on this pier, and he's like just alone, and he's looking out at the sea or something. I thought, this is how the movie's gonna end. He's gonna have this long ass speech. No. You wanna know how the movie ends? It ends with the hot woman, Gradishka, getting married, and everybody just playing around along with her, and the blind accordionist playing and not knowing when to stop. And yeah, that's how the movie ends. And they all ask about Tita, and he said he's gone away. Yeah, that's how the movie ends. So it's a little disappointed. Pretty disappointed with this one. Overall, I mean, I was disappointed with the ending. There were moments that were kind of funny, and it is supposed to be a bit of a comedy. I mean, there were the scenes with all the different, all the school, all the different teachers. Everybody had their own different personalities, quirks. The one teacher who was totally blind when he was cleaning his glasses. The kids who try to sneak out, and then the woman, the teacher who's really hot and buxom and all that. Yeah, so I thought the teacher scene was kind of funny. Little bits, little itty bitty moments that were, that were poignant. But overall, I just didn't get it as much as everybody else. I mean, maybe because I know nothing about Italian fascism, not fashionism. That's what they wear. I'm an idiot. Anyway, B. I get a B minus, actually. B minus. I was hoping that we'd get a somewhat nude scene with Grisita and not the overtly, bizarrely buxom tobacconist. Because, that's just whatever, Maybe it's just, I don't react to boobs the same way. I guess kids back in the 50s or 40s or whenever this movie's supposed to be set. It was released in 1974, but that doesn't mean a damn thing. Oh, and I should mention, this is the first movie in color. We're in the color. Hooray! We're going back to black and white for 400 Blows. Boo! But what else is new? Yeah. So, yeah, but we've got plenty more color movies coming up. I think number 6 is Beauty and the Beast, and that one's in color, I believe. Don't quote me on that, because I ain't got it yet. It's sitting at the library waiting for me, but I'll get it. Yeah, Amarcord, what can you say? It's an Italian movie about people who do things that are random. and they're trying to live, and it's just family and shit. Blue. I just made up a word to describe Amarcord. Blue. Blue. Not blue, but blue. Yeah, so B minus. It's confusing. It had some nice moments, but overall it was just bizarrely confusing, and it was just, yeah, I don't get it. And now I wait for the comments. Of course, I haven't gotten comments on any of these videos, so you know, I feel privileged that I should be able to say whatever the hell I want and not be reprimanded for it or anything like that, because y'all don't give a shit about this. You know, so I'm mostly doing this for myself and whoever else wants to see these. So, with that being said, we're gonna wrap it up. It's 16 minutes, so let's wrap this up. Yeah, so that's Amarcord for you. If and when I can get the special edition or the new edition with all the supplements, I'll do it, and I'll do a quick review of those. And yeah, that's Amarcord. Next one, number 5 is the 400 Blows. We will get to that one probably Saturday or Sunday. Not quite sure. Excuse me. Not quite sure what's gonna happen. Yeah, probably Saturday or Sunday. That's the plan. By the way, special plug for those of you who are interested, those of you who know. Barnes & Noble is having a 50% off all Criterion Collection titles at any and every Barnes & Noble, participating Barnes & Noble. I want to go and pick up, and they just extended the sale from July 29th to August 5th, so it's going to end on August 5th. So I would like to actually go and pick up a couple, maybe one or two. I'd like to get maybe either the one of the Charlie Chaplin ones, or Beastie Boys video anthology, which I think they had that there. I'm kind of interested in getting that one just for hey ladies. That's the only one I can think of that's on there that I'm dying to see. That one will be fun to review. I don't remember. It's like in the 100s, so it's gonna be a while before I get to that one, but we'll get there soon. But anyway, we're done here. We're all done having fun here. Amarcord is a movie, and 400 Blows is another movie, and that will be coming up really soon. So until then, hope you enjoyed the review. Feel free to leave me comments about how interesting Amarcord really is, or how important Amarcord really is, and I'll be able to reply and hopefully try to remember. If you want to remind me of scenes I missed, scenes I didn't discuss, then feel free, and I will tell you that you're wrong and I'm right. Ha ha ha. Until Saturday or Sunday, whenever I do the 400 Blows. Good night.